can take it on question and answer session. So this is basically some sort of a crux of all the things what you all have heard in the last 2 or 3 days. Okay, the drone being used for agriculture and what are its various usages. I will also talk about 2-3 use cases which we have been doing in the last 2-3 years, and let's see how we can. I hope the session should not put you all in sleep. So in between, I'll have some videos to keep you all awake. Thank you. Can you see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So drone in agriculture and its use cases. That's what we'll talk about. Okay, so basically the drone application in agriculture, the biggest usage as of today is precision spraying. Okay, so a lot of people have been speaking in the morning and in the last 2 days about spraying. So this is definitely the most biggest usage of drones in agriculture as of today in India. Okay, but apart from that, the other biggest usage is for crop monitoring. Then that is basically the precision agriculture, I can say. So it talks about crop monitoring, irrigation and drainage, crop protection, fertility, and then also to take care of crop yield. Okay, so these things I will go in detail as we move on. Okay, so what is all about and how it is being carried on. So why this drones were brought in and why this drone being used for spraying? The biggest advantage or the biggest problem statement which was there post-COVID, especially in India, was non-availability of labor. Okay, so you all are aware that with COVID, there were a lot of issues of people having lung problems and all those things. So if people, when they were using manual spray, so most of them got affected by this pesticide which is being used, which caused a problem for people. So that is where the labor stopped coming once COVID was over and people were waiting for people to come and start working in the field. People were not available there. So that is where the biggest push to bring in drones for spraying was brought in India. So that was the biggest thing. Second one is failure to reach the target site of pests or disease. See, the biggest thing is in small fields or crops which are very small in height. Okay, spraying still can be done. Even the farmers can go to all the ends of the field and do it. But imagine if it is a sugarcane field. Okay, the sugarcane is already some 10 feet or 12 feet standing right in front of you, and there is no space in between to go and reach to all the areas of the sugarcane field. So that is the biggest target, the issue which was there for especially South India, where sugarcane is one of the biggest crop. Okay, so there were places where people couldn't reach to give them nutrition or to take care of some disease which has been seen in the sugarcane. So this was the second biggest problem statement. Then the time taken. Okay, so the biggest challenge is you have to do it in time. That is very important as far as the crop health is concerned. You need whenever you see the disease, okay, immediately you need to react and put some insecticide or something to stop the disease spread. So whereas the labor was not in reach at that moment of time for the farmers. So the drone came handy for these three major problem statement. Okay, so that is where the drones become very you can say famous as far as the agriculture is concerned now. So the second one is the biggest advantage was precision application. Okay, so if you see by using the drones, okay, we could actually do good amount of precision spraying. Okay, so that exactly amount required to ensure that you get the best yield was being taken care. Second one, the drone also could actually help in dispersal of granules. Okay, so this helped in sowing of a few things. Okay, especially direct sowing of paddy and millets were actually tried out with using drones. where the drone just not only can be used for spraying, it can also be used for seed spreading. Okay, so this is another important part of the application of the drones. Okay, and again, as I said, uniform application of fertilizers. So in the manual spray, people used to actually sometimes, if the person who is using the manual spray, if he holds the spray manifold in different heights, okay, the uniformity of the spray was not ensured. Okay, so it cannot be that every time you'll be holding at the same height and same direction. So because of physical pain which he endures as he keeps moving along was another biggest challenge. So that is also which has been taken care by this drone spray. So if you see, the biggest this thing is effectiveness, precision, and economics. These are the three major things which we could achieve by doing the drone spray. Okay, this is a small video which I'll just play. Okay, you can see at the bottom what all the advantages this brought in. Okay, that is the technology to the farm. Okay. So just keep reading the captions at the bottom of the video. It will help you to give you a lot of Okay, so if you have seen the captions, it is very clear that what are the advantages of this drone. Okay, so the biggest advantage, it saves 90% of the water usage. Okay, second, uniformity is everywhere the same amount of droplets are maintained. Okay, and the third biggest thing which is concern for the human is the person who is operating this drone be very far away from where the drone is being spraying the pesticide. Okay, in the earlier case when it was done manually, most of the fertilizer or insecticide or anything which is using pesticide used to fall on him only, which was very dangerous. Okay, unfortunately in India we are not able to utilize the various measures of using PPS kits or using a mask. All those things were not being done by our laborers, so which was very much affecting them. So that all has been overcome by using these drones. That is the biggest advantage. Second one, if you see, when we have done a lot of study. It's not that the drones were just used without any much of scientific proofs and approaches. So if you see the percentage of spray received, so we have something called as a water sensitive paper, which were tied upon various leaves to see whether how much effective our spray was. If you see, top leaves of the crop canopy used to get 90% of the spray. So it was a very good thing, because as the new leaves keep sprouting up, it was very important for those leaves to be given the nutrition plus take care of all the insecticides which generally comes for the new leaves. Okay, so that was very much biggest advantage. Second, 75 to 80% also on the middle level of crop canopy. So that is also very crucial. But as we go down at the bottom level, it was less than 75%. But this is still a big figure when compared to the percentage of spray received during manual spray. Okay, so the efficiency, overall efficiency was in manual spray was just 33%, whereas with the drones, the average is anywhere between 70 to 75%. That is a huge shift in the change in the amount of spray being received by a plant. So that is an important factor of this thing. Secondly, if you see, the biggest second thing which I told was economics. Okay, precision. Then the other one was the economics. So if you see the labor charge vis-a-vis drone charge. Okay, so if you see the amount of saving which has been done per acre is a big amount. In case of paddy, for 3 acres, you used to save around 16,050 rupees. So it's 1650 rupees. So it's a good amount for a farmer to save. Okay. So whereas in a manual spray, it was one was charge was higher. Second one, a manual laborer will not do more than 1.5 acres a day, whereas a drone can actually literally do 35 to 40 acres a day. So this is another big advantage why we use drones in the agriculture. So as I said, economics. So it is very economical. Okay, so it reduces cost. It reduces the amount of fertilizer being used. So that is one thing. Then the second one, I already spoke about efficiency. Okay, so if you use a good number of drones with number of batteries in right numbers, you can even reach 50 to 100 acres. So it all depends on availability of the drone pilots, the drone itself, and the batteries to keep them charged. And it's a versatile. Okay, it can spray pesticide to fixed position or unfixed orientation. Okay, so fixed orientation and all I will talk. Probably if you have heard about today morning when Neeraj was talking to you about using the drones for ARCANET. Okay, so there is a change in the orientation. The level of each tree changes. Okay, so how we have overcome that also I will speak in the next few slides. Okay, so some of the comparison between manual spraying, mechanical spraying, okay, and drone spraying. Okay, so in the last lecture, you must have heard that one I spoke about manual spraying. Second one is tractor-based spraying. Okay, which is also being done at many places. The other one was fixed wing aircraft-based spraying, very commonly used across in the European countries and in the US. Okay, the biggest disadvantage of that is the chemical drift. Okay, because the aircraft is moving at a certain speed. When you drop the chemical, okay, the chemical reaches a different location than where it is being sprayed. So there's a huge amount of chemical drift. Second one, it's too expensive. Okay, so that's why in India we never tried to use those fixed wings. Okay, otherwise it is one of the best thing to be done. Karke. But however, with multi-rotors coming in, all this have been taken care, and the drone spraying using multi-rotors have become a big success story. Okay, so what are these advantages which we have seen over with all other sprays are using multi-rotors, you have a precise application. Okay, then the efficiency is very high. The biggest another advantage is it is highly terrain flexible operation. Okay, so example, if you want to spray using a fixed wing, the terrain should be a straight and level. Otherwise, what happens? The aircraft cannot keep changing its height and maintain the same amount of height between the aircraft as well as the top of the canopy. So that has been the biggest disadvantage of using fixed wing, which has been overcome by multi-rotors. And third one is negligible chemical exposure. Okay, because there, as I said, chemical drift is the biggest challenge. So invariably what happens, the chemical, instead of just falling on the area of our importance, it can also go out to something else. So there could be some houses or some people standing near the field. They all also may get chemical coming onto their body. So that is the biggest disadvantage of multi-rotor, where we don't have any chemical exposure to the pilot or to the person who is using it. Apart from that, is the second part, which is I talked about, is use of these drones for doing precision agriculture. So what is all precision agriculture? Precision agriculture is using the drone with a multispectral camera. Okay, so you all must have been already exposed with multispectral cameras and all those things in the last 2-3 days, with Mugilan giving you various payloads and all those things. Okay, so in that, the one of the biggest payload is a multispectral camera or a hyperspectral camera, but generally used is multispectral camera, which is basically five different wavelengths of light which gets captured in the cameras. Okay, so using that, see what is being done. So when you use that and do an analysis over that, you get various data about the crop. Okay, in terms of plant count, which I think Neeraj must have covered. However, I will also touch upon that. Okay, then you can also find out the height of the plant or the crop which is being grown, and the biggest thing is the vigor. Okay, what is the state of the leaf, whether it is green, whether it is becoming yellow, whatever is the state. So that is the vigor of the plant. So these are the few statistics which we can obtain using drones and with the multispectral camera. So this is one small example. Okay, so where you can see variation in the same field with different days and time. Okay, or it also talks about what is the status based on NDVI value. There are many values which I will not cover today because that is not the part of our thing. So various other matrices which we can get it from softwares like what Mugilan was talking about in the previous session, or with using Pix4D. So if you send this multispectral cam images and analyze, you can actually get to know what is the plant stress. You can also find out whether some area is not being watered sufficiently or is excess water being present there. All those things can be seen from these images. Okay, so based on that, the farmer can take remedial actions to ensure that his yield gets back to the normal. So these are a few other examples of things. Anyway, I will go in detail when we go to use cases. Okay, where we have used this extensively to help farmers increase their yield. Okay, so this is one of the thing in maize. Okay. So coming back to this agriculture spray, I want to just show you one more video, okay, which talks about using the agriculture drone for spraying it over trees. Okay, generally what being seen is to use it on the paddy field or maize or sugarcane, which has uniform height. Okay, but when you're using it on trees, which like morning Neeraj was talking about, okay, it becomes very important that the aircraft should have some amount of intelligence to ensure that it maintains the same height between the tree canopy and the aircraft. Okay, so a small example I'll just show you with this thing. So this was done on a mango trees. So you can see that the aircraft, as it goes, it keeps changing its height. Can you see that the height is suddenly increasing? This is So this was because of a system which has been incorporated in the drones called as terrain following. Okay, so there is a terrain radar which is fitted underneath the drones, which ensures that the gap which has been maintained between the tree height, the canopy of the tree, and the height of the drone remains constant. So if you maintain 5 meters, it remains 5 meters all along wherever the tree's height keeps changing. Okay, so this was one of the biggest thing what morning Neeraj was talking about in Arcanet. Okay, in Arcanet, every tree has a different height. So there's a big challenge for the drone operators to manage that. Okay, and especially when the trees are not in visual line of sight. Okay, so this some amount of technology which has been fitted in the drones ensure that the height is maintained same. Okay, so this is one more small video of how we. So basically, this is when so this drone is using a multispectral camera. So this basically was one of the this thing for all the use cases. Okay, so I will talk about each use cases used by doing those videos. Okay, what all we acquired data and what all we learned from this. So I'll talk about the use cases as of now. Okay, so the first use case which was very important by taking the multispectral image as what was seen using those drones was actually this is an multispectral image of a maize crop, okay, which is done after 34 days of sowing. Okay, if you see by this image, we could find out that the rear side of the plot, okay, was getting under stress. Okay, so if you see that there is a loss of chlorophyll content, as you see from the downward towards the upward part of the image. Okay, so the downward part of the image is more of green, and whereas as I go up, the top area is becoming reddish. That is the field or the area of the field which is beyond the seen area, okay, was getting into red zone. Okay, so though it for a visual inspection, it looks that everything is green, but it was not green. So there that the area at the last that is behind the things was becoming red. So which which really brought out the chlorophyll index was coming down. That means there is some issue in the water not reaching at that area. Okay, so a course correction was done, and if you see the next image, okay, after 41 days, that is just after 1 week, okay, if you see the thing started becoming regular. Okay, so the area started becoming normal, because the based on the image, the farmer could take a call that okay, that area there is a slope due to which the water was not reaching that area, so he need to do the some amount of water channeling to ensure that water reaches all the plants, and that's how you see that there is a change. So this is one of the biggest advantage, okay, of doing this multispectral imaging. So this multispectral imaging can be done in two different ways. One, using the drone, which I just showed you, okay, where you put a multispectral camera and fly over it. Today, with the number of satellites being launched, okay, so there's a company Sentinel group of satellites which actually also give you similar images. If you do analysis using that, in fact, you can also get very similar images and take course correction. Okay, so this is the advantage of using precision agriculture in farming. Okay, the second one which we used to do that, you saw the last video, okay, where the aircraft was flying over a pomegranate field. Okay, so if you see today morning, Neeraj spoke about how we use this data, okay, which we captured using the multispectral camera and normal EOIR camera and helped farmers to know what is the tree count, then what is the yield which he can estimate based on the crop canopy. Okay. So if you see, what we did is, in fact, Neeraj has already dealt in detail, but anyway, I don't want to go in full detail on that, basically because I'm going to be covering the use cases. So if you see, with using AI tools, okay, we can actually count number of trees, because each tree has a certain gap between the trees, okay, which can be utilized very easily to identify the number of trees. One. Second, we also can find out what is the canopy size of the trees. Okay. So that is, if you see, there are some boxes which are small, some boxes which are size which is bigger. That means the canopy is big. Third information which we capture from this is the height of the tree. So using the height, canopy, okay, and number of trees, you can actually find out the yield of 1 acre of pomegranate. Okay, so if you see, with that, what the data analytics we have got is around 630 trees. Total yield is 59,811 pomegranate, which you could recover from this. Okay, so this is the importance of capturing the images using multispectral cameras and finding out what is the advantage, why you require all this. The biggest thing which is required for the farmers is, well in advance he can come to know what will be the yield which is coming out from him. One. Second, it will also help the government and other agencies to know that where what yield is going to come up in the country. Okay, today we are having a problem that the farmers come up with a good amount of yield, but there is no storage facility for them. The government doesn't know that, okay, so such and such area, we have got a huge yield, we have to procure it, do some amount of storage, or distribute across the across India. So all these things are not being done today, due to which farmers are under loss. So you will see that a lot of farmers come up and dump their whether it is tomatoes or onions in the market and go on the last days when there is no good amount of money they're getting. Why this is happening is because there's nobody knows that such a huge yield has come at such location. Okay. At the same time, in India and across some other state, we are having a shortage of tomatoes and onions, whereas in Karnataka we have a huge amount of onions and tomatoes being coming out, but we are not able to support anywhere, or we are not able to send it out to that area because nobody knows that yield has come here or yield is going to be coming up at this time. So plan for procurement, plan for storage, everything can be taken care by using precision agriculture. This is what the government is supposed to look in, which obviously they are already into it. So KVK, Bangalore, everywhere people are working on it to ensure that these data are utilized and we get better utilization of our crop. The second one which I talked about was the NDVI values. Okay, so basically NDVI is basically vegetation reflectance, as I showed you in the previous slide. Okay, so if the leaf is very healthy, you will see that the green, the wavelength of the green light which is being emitted is very high and it's good amount of thing. The biggest thing is the near infrared also is increased. So based on that, we can actually detect that, okay, the crop, the leaf is healthy or not healthy. Okay, this is what is the importance of what we have done. So I will talk about the use case of this now. Okay. So we actually, Government of India had chosen few areas where this is actually at a place called Gorakhpur, where it is in the UP. Okay, where we did one some sort of an support. Okay, to help farmer increase their yield. Okay, so this is basically we started monitoring. This is on wheat crop. Okay, where we started monitoring from the day when it was before planting. That is on 6th November we started monitoring the field. Okay, so every week we used to monitor the field, and from the field's data what we were getting, we used to help the farmer understand that, okay, where and where he needs to ensure that nutrition is made available, exactly where water is in excess, because that's more critical on wheat, Okay. Third, wherever if we find any disease, how to immediately react and take action. Okay. So these are the few photographs or the images which we have captured from days that is November 6th onwards. Okay. So if you see 10 days later, okay, after planting, you can see that some amount of water being coming up. So there are patches of water being there. So as we moved along, you can see after planting, after that is on December 11th, you can slowly see that the field is now turning from red, which was basically bare land, to some sort of an orange or an yellow, which indicates that there is a sprouting which is happening. Okay, and as by January 10th, you could see that all the sprouts have come up, and you can actually see the green leaves. Okay, which is very clearly from these images that the slowly that field was turning green. Okay, so this was on February 9th, and by 19th, you can see that the complete field was filled with good amount of vigored leaf. Okay, which is very important. That is the healthy leaves. Okay, and there was a very good yield also. So if you see with we in all this process, okay, we didn't use any manual spraying. Okay, this was completely done using our drones only. Okay, the sprays were done only using drone because that was being also mandated by the government of UP to see whether any improvement will happen in this final test case. Okay, so by February, you can see that the complete thing was ready, and we could easily predict that by around March or so, this field was coming for cutting. Okay, or for cutting. So this was a very important thing. One. Second one, by using the drones, the efficiency of that farmland had become so much that each acre the farmer has got more than 2.5 tons extra wheat. Okay, so this was very critical. Okay, I will share the reports which it was even published in the newspaper there. Okay, how this has helped. In fact, Mr. Pramod, whose name has been put here, okay, he is a local MLA also of that place. Secondly, he owns approximately 120 acres of area there. Okay, so he in fact was very generous to give this 1.7 acre and another 4.5 acres for doing this testing. And we found that this was excellent and highly efficient way to do this. Okay, so if you see by March 10th, okay, the system from the report itself, we could predict that this crop should be ready for harvest by 13th of April. Okay, so that level of efficiency or precision we could do it by monitoring the images which we were capturing every week. So just a small NDVI interpretation, as I just told. Okay, if you have less than 0.1 till 1, what happens and what is the thing? So these are all available in the in Google. Okay, so you don't have to write down or anything. So this is just a for your. And this was a plot B, which was just showing. Okay, so on February 9th, okay, when we have taken the image, okay, the plot had a uniform germination, which is green. Otherwise, it would have been red if it is bare. Okay, it showed initially in healthy development, but okay. So by 19th, you can see the progress from the previous slide to this slide. Okay, so how green it is becoming. And 29th, it looked very positive, but however, at the northwestern corner of the plot, you can see some amount of reddish area which is coming. So, which we suspected that it is in biotic stress, which is happening because there could be an some amount of some insect or some fungus which has attacked that crop at that area. Okay, so we immediately told the farmer that he needs to immediately work on that. Okay, so we told scouting is recommended. So he went in fact, some amount of different fungicides were used to protect that crop. And in fact, we ensured we got back the complete yield. and same day, same period of time, that is the previous thing also, it was around 13th April. And in this case, it was around 15th April, we could get the same yield in the same amount of 2.5 to 3 tons extra per acre. Okay, so this is the actual photograph, okay, taken of the crop, okay, which I showed you as red in color. If you see very carefully, there is some amount of fungus formation on the leaf, which we could notice in the multispectral camera and take action. So if with this thing, actually the crop becomes very weak and can be easily pulled out. So the crop will not have any strength to hold, and it will eventually fall and die. So that was taken care. This was a new newspaper thing which came after this whole thing. In fact, people from Namibia had come to see this thing, because this was the government had sponsored this, and in fact, government wanted to take showcase how by using precision agriculture and drone spraying, how the yield is improved, and how we can take care of the complete growth of agriculture. So these are the few photographs which was taken there, and in fact, the lot of things were covered in newspaper as well as in TV on that time, to show that how best we could increase the yield in this thing. So this is the final photograph of the farm which was taken once we could see the yield. In fact, if you can see that the complete area has turned goldish. Okay, so that is very, very important thing as far as wheat crop is concerned, which also shows how well the wheat has got matured. So these are the few of the links which also talked about by using the agriculture drone. Okay, how much it has saved. Okay, so this one report from our Bangalore University itself. Okay, so which talked about how it has improved the efficiency. Okay, so this is a few things from site. Okay, now coming to a very important topic which I just wanted to cover, which is basically because of all, if you've been spending last 3 days with us. Okay, so I thought you all should know what are the benefits of the drone that you have heard from a lot of us. Second, now what is the way ahead for you? Okay, so there are two things which I can foresee, which you can all become. Apart from this, there are other things also, but however, the two major things which I can foresee is, one, you all can become a drone entrepreneurs. Okay, so that's one biggest thing which I can see, where you can actually purchase a drone under agriculture infrastructure fund. Okay, so this fund is basically available in all the banks, okay, where you can actually procure the drones. So the drones come up with a kit. Okay, so we call it as an agriculture kit. So it consists of a drone plus few amount of batteries plus a generator for you to charge the batteries in the field. When you take it to various agriculture field, there will be no power or no electricity there. So you need to keep charging the batteries so that you can cover more amount of acres. So for that, there is a generator in this. Third one is vehicle for transportation. So in the agriculture infrastructure fund, there are two vehicles which can be covered. One can be a four-wheeler or it can be a two-wheeler. Okay, in all these aspects, both four-wheeler and two-wheeler can be modified to carry the drones, as well as all other things which I just mentioned, generators, then batteries and all those things. Okay, and there can be provision made inside the vehicles to charge the batteries using this generator. Okay. So after you do, what is so thing that if you purchase a drone and the kit, what are you going to achieve it out of? So you can actually provide this as a service. Okay, so today agriculture spraying is a major service. Okay, which most of the farmers would like to do, because if you see that from morning you have been hearing that there are not much farmers who are ready to invest and buy the drone by themselves. Okay, so they are ready to take the service. So this thing was taught in a big way, that giving service is another biggest thing where a drone entrepreneur can make a good amount of money. Okay, so general charges which are seen in Karnataka is between 500 to 700 rupees per acre. Okay, So this is what you can earn per acre if you give drone services. Second, you can do 35 to 40 acres per day easily. Okay. So in fact, if you have you have more than one or two drones, sorry, more than two drones, then in fact, you can actually do more than 100 acres. Okay. That is very important part. Second, you work on your pace. Okay. This whole program, in fact, we have been working with Indian Institute of Science, US, Bangalore, then we have been working with IIT Mandi. Okay. The whole program is that basically to make people work without stress. So work at your pace is what we have been talking about, and work just 22 days or 24 days a month. So take some breaks as per weekends, and then do whatever you want to do, other things. Okay, this is one. Second one is also to retain the manpower in the villages. Okay. So in fact, if you see today, the biggest challenge for India in the future is that we may be agriculture deficit. That means we may not have sufficient crop coming or yield coming from this agriculture land, which will bring a big problem to India, because we may have to then rely on import rather than export. Okay. So why this is happening is because today most of the young people from the towns, sorry, from the village and small towns want to come to bigger towns or cities, okay, and pick up any job and leave away the agriculture. Okay, that is why, because they feel that in the village or in the towns they don't get to know about the technology, they are not exposed to good things, they don't have a good livelihood. Okay, whereas by picking up and starting drone as services, okay, they can actually start getting this one by getting to know about the drones. You are actually connected with the latest technology in the world. Okay, so this is one of the biggest sunrise um, technologies as of today. So this is one advantage. Second, you can start earning better than what you could earn as just purely working in agriculture field. Okay, so that is also an advantage which the young people who are looking to become, who are actually, if you see, most of the young people come from village and start working in cities as taxi drivers or as some laborers or some security agents and all those things. So all those things can be avoided. They can stay back at the same village. Okay, help their own parents and own land to be regenerated, to get more yield from there, and also parallelly work on technology and earn some amount of money by helping all others in the same village. Okay, so this is one of the thing. And whenever you don't have a job to do spraying, okay, since you have a vehicle which has been also part of this purchase, okay, you can actually use a vehicle for transportation and all those things. That means you are either rent out or you yourself use a vehicle to do transportation and earn a good amount of money. Okay, so by that. Second one, you can also rent out the generators, which are also very important in villages where you don't have sufficient power all throughout the day. Okay, so in the net, if you see that you can actually earn anywhere between 3.3 to 5 lakhs per month if you follow these things in total. Okay, so apart from that, you can actually start earning some additional income. That is, as I said, if you use a vehicle, you can actually rent out the vehicle. You can actually earn 500 rupees per hour. Okay, so whether it could be for porter job or for any other people who are in the village who wants to transport something from one place to another. Okay, rent out the generators, which are generally around in the range of 300 rupees per hour. Okay, plus if you learn the precision agriculture, which I was just talking about in the thing, in fact, you can give it as a service to each farmer at 700 rupees, 150 rupees per acre. Okay, so this is the amount which a farmer can afford to pay you for one crop cycle. Okay, so it is a 6 months or a 4 months duration where you are going to give him a month, every week on week base report telling that what is the state of your farm and how it can be improved. Okay, so this is an additional thing which you can actually earn being a drone entrepreneur. If you don't want to become a drone entrepreneur, I don't want to get into this mess, I would like to work in this thing, then the other one is to become a drone pilot. Okay, so as I said in the afternoon pre lunch session, okay, you can actually pick up a pilot license. So this can be done from an authorized RPTO. Okay, so there are many RPTOs across India. So you can pick up one license from them by doing a five days course. Okay, and the same course is available free of cost at IIT Mandi, for which you have to go to IIT Mandi, stay there for approximately 30 days and take this course. Or alternately, probably after the elections, government of Karnataka also is planning to come up with the skill development course, okay, where they would sponsor the RPTOs to conduct these courses and train the individuals for undergoing, especially agriculture spraying, plus also to undertake, also to learn and get certified as a pilot. Okay, so what if you become a pilot? General remunerations in the market as of today is the starting pay is around 20 to 25,000. Okay, an experienced pilot with 2 years of experience generally gets anywhere between 50 to 75,000. And by the time you actually master your thing, you can become a test pilot or an instructor. Okay, so general market rate for a test pilot or a senior instructor is around 1 lakh per month. So this is what we can see, being in industry for last 7 years, especially in the drone field. This is what I can suggest you all people, that post this thing, you can take any of this to improve your life. So with this, I have closed my thing. So I'm open for any questions.
Thank you very much, sir. I request audience, if any questions, you can raise your virtual hand. I will unmute you. You can speak to sir. Prasad sir, you can ask the question that in the forum you were asking something. I will unmute you. Sir, you can speak now. Shiv Prasad sir. They wanted to know about the training, sir, training program, where they can find the application online. They searched, but they didn't get. That is what they were asking me.
Training for which one? From IIT Mandi, or is it from RPTOs?
RPDS.
See, from RPTOs, in fact, there I can see Dr. A.T. Kishore is also putting there in the chat that
Yes,
they have a pilot training course called Dhanvantri Drone Pilot Academy. Okay, so in Bangalore itself, we have more than 8 RPTOs. Okay, so people can choose any of those and go there and attend the course. Okay, so I can just name few of them is Neo Sky. Then there's Multiplex Drone Academy. Okay, then there's one Clear Sky Drone Academy. Okay, then we have even Drone Academy by Airbus. Okay, so you get an advantage of Airbus certification. Okay, so there are at least 8 of them in Bangalore, and it is actually this thing placed across Bangalore. So there are few towards Kolar, there are few towards Bannerghatta and that area. There are few across Dodbalapur and this thing. So this, in fact, Bangalore is fully covered with RPTOs. Okay, so you should take the advantage and get trained there and get certified.
thank you, sir. Sir, what are the fee structure for these training programs?
Yeah, so generally the fees is varying from 15,000 to 55,000. Okay, the biggest one is 55,000. But I think now with so many RPTOs coming up, I don't think that fee structure of 55,000 holds good. Okay, so anywhere between 15 to 25,000 is a good bet. Okay, so in fact, there is an RPTO run by Art of Living Center in Bangalore. Okay, So it comes under rural development skill or rural skill development authority or something like that in art of living. Okay, where they are actually charging only 19,000 rupees for the license. Okay, this is basically the art of living is itself a charitable organization. So they also take care of food, then accommodation and all those things also. Okay, so that is also a good bet to go do it. Otherwise, but if you want to go in detail on the agriculture front, as I said, you should try out for IIT Mandi. Okay, so they keep conducting the course on continuous basis.
I did
Okay,
that
so
check.
you have to be in touch with them.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sunil Kumar ji, I have unmuted you, please. If you have any question, you can ask.
Thank you, sir.
Please
Sir,
introduce and ask your question.
sir, what are the first criteria while purchasing? How to select a drone for agriculture or purchasing?
Purchase. Okay. So first of all, if you are purchasing, okay, there are two things which you need to take care. One, is it a type certified drone? Okay, so that is very crucial also. In case if you plan to just purchase and then later on you want to resell, okay, so then it should be a type certified drone only. Okay, only type certified drones can be used commercially for things. But however, okay, if you are using it for your own purpose, okay, you don't have to buy in type certified drone. Okay, you can actually purchase a non-type certified drone also and still use it within your own area or within our own this thing. But however, all people who are going to use the drone should be having a definite pilot license. Okay, so that is very, very compulsory. Type certification of drones are more or less for making it for more of commercial use. So tomorrow you want to sell, you want to become a reseller. So all those things is possible only if you are if you are having a type certified drone. Or second one, you want to participate in government called tenders. Okay, so government keeps calling tender. Okay, example like National Fertilizer Company (NFC) had called for a services for agriculture spraying of nearly 1,800 acres. Okay, so if you want to participate there, then obviously your drone should be type certified drone only. It cannot be a non-type certified drone. Okay, so my suggestion is, if possible, buy a type certified drone and start from there. Okay, second, you should get your license done up. Second, you should also fly with the company wherever whomever you are going to buy. Speak to them and ensure that they give you at least another 10 days or 15 days of training for you in their drone specifically, so that it will help you to be very confident. Second, you can ensure that you do it in the right way. Okay, and handle all the emergencies which are there when the drones are used. Okay, third point which I can tell is, today as I showed you in the video, okay, buy a drone with a few things in place. One, it should have a collision avoidance. Second, it can also have a terrain following radar. If these two are there in the drone, it can actually be very helpful to you, because with places where there are some trees in between the field, you may land up in going and crashing into the tree. Okay, that will be avoided by having a collision avoidance. Second, this also, as I said, terrain avoidance will ensure that in uniform smooth gap between the canopy of the crop and the drone can be maintained.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Girichi, now you can ask your question. Yes, please introduce yourself and ask the question.
Sir, actually Girish from Manipal, sir. So actually I have cleared our TTT training instructor, sir. Sir, is there other than any opportunities there in RPTO, other than RPTO, sir? Any opportunities there?
So you're a type trained, that is you have done an instructor's course, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you see, instructor's course as of today, if you are done, okay, one, I can tell you, one is RPTO, anyway, you are aware of it. But the second
yes, sir.
thing which you can actually do is, you should improve your skill to become a test pilot. Okay.
Okay.
So there is a huge shortage of pilots, okay, especially in the test category, okay, because not all pilots today can actually tune a drone, okay, to tell you frankly, because we also learned after a very long amount of hours, okay, like I have flown more than 1,500 hours before I can, even today I cannot say confidently that yes, my tuning is the best, okay, but to a large extent you can actually get on. So a test pilot is one actually who can actually tune the drone to the right way. So there are today, if you see, there are more than 200 odd drone companies, okay. So these drone companies don't have so many number of pilots who can actually tune the drones to the right way. Being an evaluator, okay, now like we have been evaluating drones from from 2019 onwards. From the first drone from the crystal ball, which was the first drone to be evaluated, till today, I've seen many places where I go there. When I do the evaluation, okay, the biggest challenge is the drone is not properly tuned at all. Okay, there are though it is very unfortunate, but we see that when we go there, the drones crash in front of us. Okay, so many times we have to fail. If you see the number of people who have applied to get license and the number of people who have got the licenses, there's a huge gap. That is because the drones are not in that ready state to be certified. Okay, so one of the biggest disadvantage, biggest lacuna in that was the pilots themselves who are not tuned the drones properly. Okay, so when we tell the drones to be pushed to the extremes, so they don't actually perform. Okay, so that for that you need to own your skills. So I suggest you should start that, and that will take you a long way.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sunil Kumar ji. Sunil Kumar ji, do you have question?
Sir, my question was over.
Okay.
In the chat box, I have just put a link for all the 94 RPTOs which are there in India. Okay, so people can use that because I saw one chat which was coming that can you tell me if there is an RPTO in UP? Okay, just go to the link. You will see all the 94 RPTOs which have been cleared in India.
Sir, I did check with Airbus. They were charging some 65,000 rupees for 5 days course.
That maybe was earlier, but not today. This is as old as I think 5 months old data. Somewhere in last September they were charging that amount. Okay, but today it is not so much. So you actually, as I told you, you should try anywhere between 15 to 25,000 is the right bet. Okay, but in some certain cases, if they say that no, we also give additional things beyond 5 days, then maybe the rates are different. But otherwise, it's not because, as I said, you also have to see how much you are going to earn after you become a pilot. So based on that, you should take a call of investment. Okay, today is just not invest anywhere and anything. Okay, you're all smart today, so investment is to be done in the right way to ensure that there is an ROI, return of investment.
Thank you very much, sir. Any other questions? Please raise your hand. Vishwa Darshan, sir, to become a test pilot, is there any specific training available? Yes, there are specific. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, there are available. Okay, so you need to get connected with either industry or academia. Okay, so actually Neeraj was talking about in the morning. Okay, so IAC is one of the best places to get trained to become a good test pilot. Okay, so you can approach Dr. Omkar, and in fact he can actually help you depending on what is your background. He may actually help you to join the team and get you trained to become a good test pilot. In fact, I am thankful to him. Today I am whatever I am. I'm also part because of his help only.
Thank you, sir. Can we become drone manufacturers, or is it only in the hands of certified?
No, anybody can become a drone entrepreneur. To tell you frankly, today, as I said, okay, you can actually become a drone entrepreneur. You can make your own drone also. Okay, but as brought out, okay, you have to actually do something on the design part. Okay, you cannot just do a CKD. Okay, you cannot just buy parts from what is available in the market. Okay, so there are plenty of drones available in the market. Okay, so I can give an example like EFT 610. There are beautiful models. Okay, you buy that, you can assemble it. Even in schools going student can actually assemble it. Okay, after you assemble it, you can easily fly and start using it. But you cannot claim that this drone is mine, because this is just an assembly. Okay, you have just done an assembly of that, so you will not know the design of that. You cannot speak about what happens in case there is a problem. So all these things what goes to the type certification. Okay, so when we go for type certification, we are actually going to see whether you hold the design of this drone as yours. Okay, if you can actually see, we are not telling that you cannot take a drone from China, reverse engineer and say that this is mine. We accept that also. To tell you frankly, okay, I can very openly say to all of us that we have cleared drones from outside India. Okay, provided that person or the company takes that extra effort to understand the design, do reverse engineering and see how much he can indigenize in that. Okay, it's not a big thing. If you are actually a good aviation engineer, you can actually reverse engineer many of the drones. You can do it. We are not stopping that. In case any individual feels he can reverse engineer, come up with a design and show it us, that even those drones can be type certified. So there's no such embargo that it's stopping that if you do a CKD, we are not going to clear your drone. We will clear your drone provided you can actually come up with all these things, do a lot of amount of tests on that. So there are few things. Okay, so in case you want more details, you can actually visit Digital Sky platform, where they will give you the complete thing. QCI gives a document called CES UAS, where it talks about the complete type certification requirement. You can go through that, you can follow that, and then come up for a type certification.
Thank you, sir. There is one more question. In case of spraying fertilizer using drone, can we ensure that the sprayer is releasing fertilizer to the very bottom?
See, to tell, yeah, okay, I answer this. When the spraying is done, okay, so automatically the good part of the plant is, if you have seen the plant structure, the God has made such a way that the leaves don't come right below each other. Okay, the leaves are in such a way that, okay, when they grow upward, okay, the leaf come in a different orientation. Why? Because to ensure that all the leaf gets the sunlight. Okay, that's the good part of God's design. Okay, we don't have to do anything about that. So because of this design of what God has made, okay, by spraying you can actually ensure that still the spray will reach the bottommost leaf. Okay, because when you're actually spraying like what the God is spraying is rain or is sunlight. Okay, so it will still reach the bottom of the thing. So as I told you in the previous thing, we have found that the amount of spray being received from the top leaf to the bottom leaf is approximately difference of 20%. So if top is 95%, the bottom is 75%. That is okay. Why? Because the bottom leaf are already old leaves. Okay, though they don't require much of thing, and in case it gets fallen off for a period of days, it's fine. But the top leaves have to keep getting the correct nutrition, correct this thing, so that they don't get affected and they keep growing well.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions?
Okay, software requirements if you like to use a drone. So okay, software requirements as of today is in case you have your own GCS. Okay, either you can make your own GCS, that is the ground control software, or you can utilize what is available in the open source. So open source is the ArduPilot. Okay, anybody can and everybody can use that. Or if you use specifically make from China, that is there's a company called JIYI. Okay, their autopilot is called as K++. Okay, so K series of autopilots. So there you will have to use their GCS only, because there's no way they are open source, so it is a closed source system. So you have to use their thing only. That is one part of the software. The second part of the software is the firmware, okay, where you actually install it on the autopilot. Okay, irrespective of that, okay, you can just use the firmware what is given by the OEM. But if you want it to get type certified, then this firmware has to be tamper proof. Okay, so this is comes under a thing probably on the day one. The CEO from Multiplex Drone must have covered in the requirements of type certification. Okay, so he would have told about all the things on what is the requirement of type certification. So there's one requirement which is called as you need to ensure that the firmware is tamper proof. So for that you can do it yourself, or you may take some professional help. Okay, so there are consultants available in the market who can help you to get it tamper proof, and then your drone is ready to be used with type certification.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
So now we have covered all the 3 days and finished almost 12 sessions, starting from Dr. H. Vannegoda sir regarding basic drone rules, and Dr. Prithviraju Umesh from Associate Professor from NITK, who has given basic principles of flight with hands-on and operations of drones from the field, and Dr. Uday Shankar Puranik sir on cyber security for drones, and Dr. Ramchandra Hebbar sir from RRSSC ISRO, applications of drones in agriculture and agroforestry. After that, Mr. Chintamani Pai and Mr. Nagur Kani from RRSSC ASRSAC Bangalore, and Mr. Karthik from Presidency University, and Sri Mugilan Thiru Ramaswamy from Skylark Drones. And after that, from SN Omkar sir's team, Mr. Neeraj has given the presentation on drone computing and precision of agriculture. So post again, Mugilan Thiru Ramaswamy has mentioned about introduction to drain data and analytics. After that, Som Sundaram sir with case studies in agriculture using the drones and UAVs. So almost all sessions we have covered. Thank you very much on behalf of KSTA and on behalf of managed team and on behalf of all of you. I wholeheartedly thank you, all the resource experts, for being part of this 3 days online workshop. And I request all of them to provide their continuous support in future endeavors also. Thank you very much, sir. Before ending session, I would like to mention few announcements here. We are going to mention the chat box. In the chat box, we are going to give a feedback link. You all have to submit. Mr. Mahendra from managed team, he will guide you if you face any problems. And I would like to hear a few words from Dr. Guji Bhaskar, Assistant Director from Manage, Hyderabad here. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Meshji. That was a very wonderful program. Last 3 days, a lot of interaction with the experts on drones in agriculture. I hope every participant got some good insights on the drone applications. So, on behalf of Manage and KSTA, we once again thank to all the speakers and also the participants who spared their times for the last 3 days. Thank you very much. And small feedback session will be there from Manage side also. Mr. Mahendra will provide the feedback link to you. So please give your feedback. It's an online program, online feedback session. So that will be for 5 months, not 5, maybe takes 2 to 3 minutes. And I think post examination already, I think Umesh shared Google form so that you can do.
Yes, the Google form I have shared with both feedback as well as exam.
Yeah.
You can finish it in 20 minutes. By 4 o'clock, we will close that page. I request all the participants to attend that page and submit the feedback form I have mentioned in the chat box. Yes, sir, please continue.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again for all things. So
Thank
I
you,
was
sir.
really glad.
Thank you,
very much.
Sundaram sir. Unfortunately, our CEO sir wanted to speak in this valedictory, but unplanned one more meeting is going on in the bottom ground floor. So he has gone there and he
Yeah.
conveyed the best regards to this valedictory function, this program.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much.
And-
And thanks all. Take care.
Yes.
Any this thing, please contact KST or you can contact us. Okay, we'll there to help you all. Thank you.
We'll communicate to you, sir, if they want to bridge some communication with you regarding the training or something else.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And remaining this feedback and quiz, I request all the attendees to attend now only and finish it before 4 o'clock. So your time already started. Submit your feedback form and attend the quiz. Once you submit, your score will reflect after here only directly. We will come to know. So if anyone would like to give their feedback, anybody would like to give feedback, I will make them panelists. Please give feedback about this program. Please raise your virtual hand if anyone would like to give a feedback. Please, Tejaswini, please, you can unmute and you can turn on your video and give feedback. Please raise your virtual hand so that I will make you panelist.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, this 3 days workshop was very helpful. Actually, though the application of UAV drones has started since like it is a baby technology since 5 years, it has already been started, but nobody actually knows the specific application, especially in the agricultural discipline. But this is where this such type of platforms and workshops actually tend to greater awareness of how and in what applications this drone and UAV can be used. I mean, for different purposes, if we wanted to use the drone on agricultural fields, is for remote sensing and then for spraying and the service level and etc. For the, like different readings we can take and like precision agriculture. That actually it's I mean it has a lot of cost benefit analysis also, both for individual farmer and also for the government. So this is absolutely very great workshop to the, and I've learned honestly I've learned like new like parameters what can be actually taken for different specific I mean different analysis of the crop. I think yesterday Mulligan sir has explained about I mean the crop yield estimation and all. So earlier also we tried, but I mean we have missed out one important parameter of crop stage and all. So that was one of the very interesting learning for me as of yesterday, and I mean of this workshop altogether. And and also the very important sessions were conducted by Chintamani sir and one more person for drone risk assessments or something like that. So it is very helpful because as a drone pilot, we tend to be on field in different situations as per the terrain and as per the cropping levels and all. So it is very important for us to know what are the initial ground complexities and also what to be considered on the field while we are on the ground. So it is a very great learning, and thank you for I mean organizing such type of workshops. Thank you so much for all the knowledge partners. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Please introduce yourself. Where do you work?
Sir, I am Banda Tejeshwari. I work at Vasan in the Department of GIS and Remote Sensing. Currently, we are using DJI mini drone for like deep learning, like just for estimating the dead trees and the healthy trees, just by using RGB. But in the upcoming projects to come, we made a budget. I mean, we made a demand already for taking multispectral drone and also hyperspectral drone in order to see how the multi-cropping millet, especially millet field, would be looking like. I mean, this is a. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this workshop being here with you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else would like to give their feedback? I will unmute you and make you panelist. I request another 3 to 4 members to give feedback. Anyone? Please raise your virtual hand.
Sir,
Voluntarily.
is this shared on direct? I mean, it is streaming on YouTube. Like, where can we get the link from?
Yeah,
Like,
I will share you. I will share you. I will share you in.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Dr. Lingdal. Lingdal. Hello. Dr. Lingdal, can you share your views on the 3-day webinar?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
evening,
it was very informative, sir. And for agriculture and allied sectors, it is very useful. They can use it not only in agriculture, allied sector, like aquaculture farms can be managed. If it is very huge ponds, there even spraying can be done, chemicals can be applied, and it is very useful. And also it can also have a training session for the agriculture diploma holders, sir.
Okay.
So that they will also use this technology for further use, sir.
Okay, Doctor.
Thank you very much for giving opportunity, sir.
Plan a workshop for diploma holders also and degree, UG
Okay,
and
sir.
diploma holders.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes, sir.
you, sir. Sir, I think Vasant Kumar T, sir, I would like to know their comments and inputs about this workshop. Sir.
Good evening, Dr. Vasant Kumar. Hello.
I think he's not there. Anyone else? We request voluntarily to give 3 more people to give feedback. Meanwhile, those who are not giving feedback, they can attempt the quiz and online feedback form from Manage.
So when will be the next session conducted as an, I mean, the webinar on the same applications?
Now I will share the social media accounts in the chat box. Please follow that. Upcoming programs will be mentioned there.
Okay.
Okay.
Whenever Dr. Bhaskar gives money, we will organize.
Not a problem, sir.
That's a good one.
We will collaborate.
Actually, this program was supposed to be conducted physical, but we have been suggested to conduct this program online only.
Yes, sir, because we were interested to know, because the one thing is like high cameras UAV currently we are not having, first of all. The second thing, because as of imaging cameras are considered, we need to take the spectral readings and references in the very beginning. So if at all we would have practical sessions about the referencing and all, that would be great for agriculture and also the climatic regions on the ground. So that's it, sir. So I hope next time it would be conducted very practical, and yeah, thank you so much.
In fact, last December we had organized one physical training in KSTA itself. Next we will plan somewhere in September or October. Then we will inform you. You can come down to Bangalore to attend the.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for planning it prior and considering. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Adi Lakshmi, Doctor, anybody from Manage, those who have registered? Dr. Kalpana Thakur. Please give your feedback. Dr. Stephen, Joel Justine, Navneet Maurya. Please unmute yourself and give feedback about this online training program. Just 1 or 2 sentences, whatever you have felt.
If you give good feedback, Dr. Bhaskar will get more money to organize physical program you can attend. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to organize. Okay.
Sir, and one more thing I would like to say is the specializations, because as drone flying is considered, there is like different, of course, aerodynamics is there, and ground complexities are there to analyze the risks also, and also to have an idea about general specifications about in what conditions we need to do, in what vicinity, in what are the flexible options and all. It is I mean, very informative session. I would really I thought I've enjoyed it, because currently I'm using it. We need to know like so much of we are lagging, but this type of webinars are actually helpful, which as actually raises our improvement also.
Thank you, Doctor.
So Dr. Kalpana Thakur, Dr. Stephen, Joel Justine, Mr. Navneet.
Anybody can give feedback.
Yeah, anybody can give feedback.
It will be good if you can give feedback. If we have to organize many programs like this, we have to get feedback whether we are going on right direction or we have to add more talks related to some subject that we have not covered. We'll be able to cover in the next training program if you can kindly give your feedback. Okay, Dr.
If anybody is not giving, sir, over to you, sir. See you, sir. I have already given vote of thanks, sir, but you please just mention.
I'm immensely thankful to Manage for providing us this opportunity to organize 3-day national webinar on basic and real-world applications of UAVs and drones. I'm thankful to Dr. Bhaskar and Dr. Chandrasekhar sir for providing us the opportunity second time. Last year also they had given, this time again they have given. Dr. Bhaskar, this program, drone program has been very useful for, since it is an emerging field, many people would like to have advanced training. KSTA would be able to organize, if you can kindly collaborate with us, a 1 week or 10 days program we will plan. And if you can tell when we can submit the proposal, we'll plan and submit the proposal. Please consider.
We can do physical program, we can plan. Maybe next year we can plan. Already this year we have too much of time problems. So next year definitely we can plan.
Right. In between, we will also organize with our own funds. We will organize a 3-4 days program. Please come down to Bangalore.
Yeah.
See our facility and how we organize, so that next time you will be impressed to give us physical program.
Okay.
Thanks, Doctor. I'm also thankful to all the support from Manage, from accounts and admin. They have been very kind enough to provide us this opportunity. And for since 3 days, more than 50 people have joined and have been with us for this webinar continuously. I'm very thankful to them, Dr. Chandrakant Lingdal and other academicians. In spite of their busy schedule, they have joined and made this program a success. We are very grateful to all of you. KSTA organizes many webinars and also physical programs like this. As my colleague Mr. Umesh told, we will be uploading the flyers on the website, and also we will be sharing on social media. Please, you can register and come down to Bangalore, or you can join our webinar online. And it will be very useful for, especially for young teaching faculty and researchers. It will be very useful. On behalf of KSTA, once again, thankful to all, especially the resource experts. In spite of their busy schedule, when we invited them, they immediately agreed and they delivered the talk right from Dr. Onegoda sir, then Mr. Dr. Prithviraj, Dr. Uday Shankar Puranik, Dr. Hebbar, Dr. Nagur Kani, Dr. Karthik, then Dr. Mugilan, Dr. S.N. Onkar, Mr. Neeraj had represented Dr. S.N. Onkar, Chintamani Pai, Mugilan Ramaswamy, and Wing Commander S. Somsundaram. They all delivered excellent talks. I'm sure many who have joined would be highly benefited by this particular webinar. Please give your feedback. If not right now, you can write and mail it to us so that we'll certainly be able to do better next time with some more topics related to the subject. With this, I once again thank you all. Dr. Bhaskar, convey my thanks to Dr. Chandrasekhar sir for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Apart from that, Google form feedback, our CEO sir requested to submit feedback through email also. If anything is there, you can mention. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Sir, we will wait for another 15 minutes for this quiz completion and feedback completion. Then
Okay.
this session. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Sir,
you.
Mahendra sir is supporting, I think.
Yes, they will be helping.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, also request your feedback also to personally message me if anything is lacking. Please let me know, sir.
Okay, it's good program.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.